not everything that I have tried has been successful. In fact, I would say that my loss and failure column is probably outweighs my win column significantly, maybe 2-to-1. But I think that one of the things that I can take away, and one of my superpowers, is after I fall down, after I make a huge boo-boo, make a huge mistake or bad decision, I'm able to kind of step up, dust myself off, and learn from it. And I believe that is really, really the key to doing anything worth doing in life, is being able to learn from your mistakes. A lot of my friends that are perfectionists and never got a B and got into the residency of their choice, and now they're high-level specialists, they hold themselves at such a high standard that they don't allow themselves to make any mistakes, and that can actually be quite confining. And it can stifle your growth in a lot of ways, because you build fear into the way that you do business, the way that you live your life, the way that you handle your relationships. And it's okay to fail, man. In fact, failure is just part of the process of growth, and there is no growth without failure. So with that, I'll say that I've previously owned 16 dental practices in Arizona and California, 12 in Arizona and 4 in California. I just sold my last 4 practices in April of 2023 and hung up the handpiece officially. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, but I will tell you right now that prior to hanging up the handpiece officially, I do a lot of dentistry still, but I just do it for free on mission trips. But prior to that, about 7 years before hanging up the handpiece, dentistry had become optional for me. The practices were spinning off enough profit to be able to support my lifestyle. And I will tell you, I don't say that to brag, because it came with a lot of work and a lot of trial and error, but I will tell you, everybody in this room, if you love clinical dentistry, more power to you. If you hate clinical dentistry and you're trying to find a way out of it, I get that too. I've been both places. But I will tell you that true freedom, the antidote to burnout, and all good things in life and in dentistry happens when clinical dentistry becomes optional. That doesn't mean you have to leave the profession. It doesn't mean you have to put down the handpiece. But when you get to see the patients that you want to see and do the procedures that you want to do, it's a whole lot different than having to see Mrs. Jones for her 16th denture adjustment and being yelled at because the shade is off on number 7, right? It is so much better to be able to be in a position where clinical dentistry is optional, and you're in charge of your own destiny that way.